Hello. I'm going to be going over the release, I mean, it's already been kind of out, but update of my template map, which is this. Essentially, what this template map does is it takes care of all your generic map needs, the sort of things you will need in any polished map. Now, I'm sure most of you already have your own, and that's fine. This is just for people that are too lazy to make their own, or don't know how, or whatever reasons they might have. Now, first off, you will notice that I have every chunk labeled in an alternating color scheme. It's pretty easy to swap it out in MC Edit if you don't like the color scheme, but that's irrelevant. And we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. See, it's 17 wide. And this is because of a trick Sarge mentioned, I believe it was on Twitter, where if you position your spawn chunk just correctly, or your spawn point just correctly, you can actually extend the boundary a little. And this really doesn't matter for most purposes, but yeah, I did it just in case. The green chunks here represent chunks where entity calculations will not be done when these chunks aren't loaded by a player. And the rest, are chunks where entity calculations will be done. This chunk is actually for the developer system, sort of dev command system, which comes included with the map. Now, those of you who are already familiar with this map may already know I have bring Bob and bring Doug, TP Bob, TP Doug. This is useful if you want to teleport back and forth between two locations quickly instead of flying back and forth constantly. I also added another command, which I will cover in a moment. It's very easy to add your own commands if you want to do so. All you have to do is I actually have a query scoreboard set up here. Just set up the query, set some game rule, like game rule do whatever, and in this case it'd be 1006. And whenever someone runs that game rule, just add according to this format. Make sure to move this block to the end. So you can do that for resetting your map or whatever. It doesn't really matter to me. These buttons just respawn the teleport waypoints, which, by the way, I have changed to area effect clouds, so you can't actually see them, but they're there, don't worry, as evidenced by the fact that I can teleport to them. Yeah, they're there. So, the new command that I've added, other than just changing all of it to 1.9 command blocks, obviously, that goes with it saying, is TP spawn, which takes you to the new and improved spawn point. So with the addition of tags, I have removed all the fancy tripwires and such. I'll cover the exact spawn mechanics later, but first thing you need to know is, if a player joins and for whatever reason they do not teleport, be it because they are working on the wrong version, or because they are, they don't have command blocks enabled on their server or whatever, then they'll spawn in here, and there's a sign here. You'll notice that it says here required version and then a version. I actually included a command block here for you to do whatever version you would like. In this case, 16W06A. Press that, and it'll say 16W06A. Or if you want, you can do something like plus. So like any version greater than that or whatever. It's up to you. So when a player is summoned in, this will be where you will change what happens. Ultimately, the only major rule is this needs to go at the end, and this needs to go at the beginning. Anything you do in the middle, you can entirely customize to the needs of your map. I have some basics. Oh, sorry. This is necessary for the dev system. But other than that, you can customize it. So this just teleports them. In this case, I only teleport them down to the ground, set their game mode, and just a generic setup command. So you can do pretty much whatever you like with those commands. It's designed to be very easy to set up. Essentially, the steps you'll need to take to set this up from scratch for your specific game is change the name, obviously. You can do that in level.dat. Right now, I actually have the name set to map name here, and you'll see I have an icon set to placeholder. You want to change the icon too. You'll want to change the version as well in in level.dat. Right now, 16W06A, that's fine for me, but you'll probably be working in 1.9, most likely. So take care of that as needed. You'll also want to change all of the spawn mechanics, obviously. Teleport the player to wherever you want them to actually go and do all the things you want to do to the player, be it putting them in a lobby team or whatever. And you can also add the custom dev commands, as I mentioned earlier. That's pretty much it. Once you do that, the map will be set up to run. Pretty much whatever you want to put on it. Anything in this area will be loaded. I have the chunks all labeled. I've already gone over that, and yeah, that pretty much summarizes the entire map. Now, obviously, this isn't going to really be useful for any lay people, and it's probably not going to be useful to any, established command block people or map makers or whatever, because they probably have their own fancier templates with their own custom dev stuff. In this case, I just wanted a lightweight, simple template map that can be used just as a multi-purpose starting point, because everyone needs a starting point. I recommend it if you are new to map making, or if you just don't have a 1.9 compatible template and you don't want to make one. You really don't have to give me credit if you use it. I don't care about that sort of thing. I mean, you can if you want to, but yeah, I really don't care. Anyway, this is QWERTY. I don't know why I'm restating my name. You obviously know who I am if you're on this video. And I'm just gonna, outro. Bye.